And good morning. I already went out on errands. Oh, I gotta check something. That was what I was gonna do. Oh my gosh. First, let me start TikTok. I got my Rush shirt. I don't know what my pink hat is. My Rush pink hat. I gotta figure that out. That's a no bueno. No bueno. This is not till for next year though. Unless I see the Rush tribute band, then I'd wear it. But otherwise, no. It's not necessarily pink. It's pink on the cap. And those are Rush's colors that people don't realize. Those are part of their albums. And it's like pink that fades to blue. And then it's got the Rush thing, 2112 thing. It's awesome to me. And people are like, oh, enjoy your pink hat, sweetie. Well, I will. With pride. But not that kind of pride. Oh my God. But, I don't, I'm a person that I'm very secure. I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. I don't. What the fuck do I care what other people think or say? I'm me. And I'm going to be me. I don't care if people look at me sideways. If they think this or that. Oh, I don't care. Let them. I'm still going to enjoy myself and be me. So that's nothing that concerns me at all. Zero. And I actually like the hat. Now I do have another Rush hat, but I think it depends what matches better. I may just wear that pink bluish cap for the Rush concert next year. Just might. When it comes and I wear the shirt, then I'll see. Okay, let me just get all these pop-outs because they're a pain in the... And today's a very, very busy day with all the shows. It is a busy day for me. So I went out already on errands, running around, got mom's medication, and got gas for tomorrow because I'm going to see an Iron Maiden tribute band. So I'm gassed up and ready to take my trip. At Daryl's place. Daryl Hall & Oates. Daryl? It's pretty wild. I've never been there, so that'll be it's not far. It's a half hour away. So tomorrow will be cool. I need a break. 7 days a week grind for 7 months straight. It's a grind. And it has a lot to do with loving what I do, passion, and loyalty. For real. Because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't. That's a God honest truth. Anyway, let me check. And that's one thing no one can question. My work ethic and my loyalty. Never. And if they'd be very foolish to try to use that against me. Very foolish. Wouldn't work. Especially from the host point of view, they know. Oh, do they know? What the? Your item was returned to the sender. What? Oh, shit. I gotta call the company. Oh, my God. I gotta call this company now. Oh, this is such bullshit. That's why I hate the post office. I'll reply to this. Unfortunately, post office screwed up my order and sent it back to you. Please send order via FedEx or UPS to... Post office is so brutal. I hate it. I could call the guy on the phone. I spoke to him Let me just send this email first. Rush Backstage. God, what was the name of that company? Let me copy their address. It should, on a search, bring up the company name. Oh my God. That's not it. Music Today. That's it. Call. I may have to mute. I have to call them. Fucking post office.
For calling Music Today, please press 1 for a company directory. Please press 2 if you have a question about an order or an e-commerce store. Hello, and thank you for calling customer support. Please hold for the next available representative. Your call is important to us. Thank you for calling.
It's important to me.
Please be advised that this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. An agent will be with you shortly to assist you.
I hope it's the same one I talked to last time. Don't you hate the music that you hear? It's also nice when you speak to someone that really speaks English where you can understand it. No offense. Know what I'm saying?
The Knicks are playing the Cleveland Cavaliers
Alexa, stop.
at 7 p.m. at Madison
Alexa,
Square
stop.
Garden.
Where's my order number? Oh, that's going on. And hello, Lynn. Good morning on TikTok. Good morning everywhere. But I have to resolve this issue. This is not good.
It's mostly cloudy
Alexa, stop.
with a
Hi, Elise. I'm on the phone with a customer service. The post office.
Thank you for calling Music Today. This is Steven. How can I help?
Hello, Steven. I have an issue with my order. The post office screwed up the address and they're sending it back to you. So I want to make sure you guys send it back to me to the proper address and do not use the post office. Use UPS or FedEx.
All right. So, let me see here.
On the post office,
Mentioned earlier.
on the post office site, it says your item was returned to sender on October 20th because the forwarding order for this address is no longer valid. Whatever that means.
I see.
Even if I have to pay the extra shipping cost, I'm willing to do that as long as you use FedEx or UPS.
Alright. For this one, sir, can I put you on hold
Yes.
for a minute or two? I'm just gonna ask my supervisor about
Okay.
this one, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Just please in the line.
Thank you. It poured here late last night. It's clearing up now. That's why I couldn't do the Skywatch for the meteor shower. It was nasty. At about 1, 2 a.m., it was pouring. I'm going to leave this up just in case he asked me for the tracking number for the post office. Don't you, isn't it, whenever you make these kind of calls, it's always, something did good happen, though, from a letter in the mail. What's up, KJ? I was actually shockingly surprised. You know, because mom is the the utility bill is under her name, and she's elderly. And they sent us a letter if you qualify for certain things. Well, she got qualified, so we're gonna get a discount on the electric bill. So sometimes good things do happen if you follow through. You might be shockingly surprised that you just might be accepted. If you don't try, you won't know. I got the letter here today. I was like, wow, that's awesome. So, I complain about a lot of things, but I also compliment things when things go right. You just can't be pessimistic and complaining all the time. And it's good, it's another thing too. It's like, it's good to hear good stories, not all negative. It's nice to hear the positive stories. We're so surrounded by so much negative, this, that, hate, this. It's nice to hear stories, that are positive. We don't have enough of that. But you know what? That kind of, those stories doesn't make the news because it doesn't get the ratings. Controversy gets rating. That's the bottom line. Clickbait gets ratings, like hits, attention. It's good to see beautiful stories too, you know what I mean? Like stories of what could be a hardship and turns out to be something that has a great ending to it. It's good to see those stories. Not always negative. So that was a positive thing, I'm still waiting for customer service. He's talking to his supervisor about my order. My rush hat was sent back to them. The post office screwed it up. So now I asked them, can you please send it UPS or FedEx? When you get it back, send it back. Or do I have to cancel the order and reorder it? Or find another hat? I got the shirt, but not from them, Amazon. The cap is giving me a problem from Rush's website. Crazy. So we'll see if I can get my Rush cap. I want that Rush cap for next year. I want to wear it for the concert. Now I hope that they can resolve this for me. Even if I have to pay $10 to have it shipped through FedEx or UPS, I want the cap. Because that's the only place I could find that cap. Crossing fingers. And I'll read to you. I have to actually read the fine print on that utility thing. Oh, and I bought munchies. I'm drinking coffee and I forgot. Then I got my mother hooked up with my doctor. He was great with mom yesterday. Great. So I got her off of Jardiance, and I got her doing Manjaro too. And I know, right? How'd they get it wrong in the first place? And since she has excellent health insurance, federal, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she has Medicare, she's senior. I got her, instead of doing the daily needle thing for diabetes testing, I got her the thing that they put here. That's gonna make it so much easier, and I can monitor it on my phone. So the doctor hooked her up yesterday, big time, and she was healthy. Can you not tell? She's feisty as always. So that was a good thing. Is the phone call still going on? Anyway, I'll tell you what. Alexa, turn on living room light.
Okay.
Now remember, I have solar. This could be a big deal because I pay $40 connection fee for the utility company. Oh God, I can't read this shit without my glasses. But I gotta read exactly what it says. This is my local utility. Dear valued customer, blah, 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 blah. We are pleased to inform you that your Central Hudson account qualifies for our bill discount program due to your eligibility. And it's for veterans. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. As a result, your account will receive a monthly bill credit of $69.11 for 12 consecutive billing months. $70 a month. That's awesome. That's for veterans and seniors, people with disabled, etc. And what happened is I got the email and I filled it out. Alexa, shut off living room light.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't pay mind to those things. I tried for her and it worked. Because a lot of people will say, I'm not going to fill that out. It's not worth it. None's going to. You won't know until you try, right? That's a big deal. $70 a month credit. Especially now with the winter months coming up, because I'm going to have to depend more on the utility company for power than the panels. That's $70. Makes the bill like it is now. You should, Elise, you're disabled. You should look at your local utility company and see if they have any plans that can give you a... Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for patiently waiting on the line. So
You-
is there anything else?
No, that's it. You have a great day.
All right, perfect.
Bye-bye.
And, thank you for calling.
You
Have
got
a
it.
good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Done. They're going to resend it. See, sometimes things work out. A lot of times they don't, but this time they did. They worked out. So they're going to resend it. You want to hear the bullshit that just happened? On the label, it just says United States. It doesn't have my city or state on it. It had my address, but it didn't have the city or the state. It had United States. What kind of what kind of bullshit is that? It gets here to the local post office, and the local post office, because remember, my address could be in many states. Many times. It's not the only road with that name and number. So when it puts United States, that their post office is like, this could go anywhere. There's a lot of these addresses is anywhere. How do we know this is the right one? Well, duh, my name is on it. You could kind of figure it out. But they made the mistake on the label. So they're owning up for it. Isn't that crazy? So I just want to tell you what's going on. I'm not going to do it today on a live show because they asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said not yet, to read my letter that I had written to the president yesterday, which I got back an email saying, unfortunately, we appreciate, your letter and, all that, but we can't do anything about it right now because we're furloughed because of the shutdown. I'm like, oh, shit. So I wrote pretty much all the big media outlets, all of them. I started with conservative media outlets, but I said, you know what? I'm going to write to all of them. So it was weird because I get a clip, an email post that someone went on CNN this morning talking about the meeting between Trump and Xi in the Asia Summit, Economic Summit. And guess what was said by this person from, what news? Bloomberg. He made a deal. He was talking about how Russia is holding us hostage with the rare earth elements. And that's a big snag in trade deal with China. And I'm like, dude, I just wrote a letter about this. And I said, actually, you're inaccurate. Because the real story here is we don't have to be dependent on China because of our minerals deal we did with Ukraine. Russia does not hold us hostage because we have a big time, awesome deal that the president made with Zelensky in April. Oh, yeah. I'm not like one of these people you see that talk bullshit, opinions, clickbait. No. I do my research. I do my shit. Because I'm like a moderate in the middle. I don't play the party bullshit. So I sent my letter to OAN, Newsmax, CNN, MSNBC, and specifically to that person from Bloomberg. What was interesting is Rubio had a phone call with Lavrov, his counterpart. And the meeting that was supposed to happen, you know how this goes back and forth all the time between Putin and the president. One day they're meeting, the next day they're not. The great phone call. After the phone call for 2 hours, he tells Zelensky, go screw yourself. If you don't agree to these terms, the existing lines, he's going to destroy you. If those lines stay as they exist, Russia gets $12 trillion worth of natural resources of Ukraine territory. 12 trillion with a T. 12 trillion. Does the president really want to do that? After the minerals deal? It's such a stupid move. So I'm hoping to get this out there, this information, And somebody needs to bring it to the attention of the president. Like, seriously, he may not know. He really may not know. For real. This is for real. This is not a joke. This is for real. United States companies have preferential access to Ukraine's resources. 50% profit of any future mining, infrastructure, anything in Ukraine. The United States gets 50%. Yes, Mom. So this is crucially important. I mean, this is serious stuff. This is national security, economic, America First policy on steroids. This is the American people, whether they like or dislike the president, this right here is one of the greatest things that could be for this country. Oh, Jesus Christ. This could be one of the greatest things. It could be his legacy. His administration's legacy, a move like this. I'm telling you how important this is. Because it would cut our dependence on China and other countries too. They have a ton of resources, and I'm not saying this to say I want to exploit Ukraine, because Ukraine it's going to help build their infrastructure. They're going to make money on it. We're going to help make them make money on this, because we're going to make money from this. But none of this could happen until there's a stable region where we can send our assets from here and start doing it there, and it's going to take time to get all this shit set in place so that we could start seeing the return on it. But it's worthless if Russia gets the territory that they're occupying right now, because Donetsk and all these other areas is where 70% of Ukraine's total resources are located. Russia cannot be allowed to keep this territory. They cannot. Not about the politics bullshit. Oh, they're corrupt. There's that. With NATO. No. Forget about all that noise. Forget about that. What's important is not the territory. It's what's underneath the ground. Russia's economy is collapsing. This would save their economy. This would make them an economic world power again. And who do you think they're going to sell all these rare earth elements to a partnership with? China? Iran? North Korea? Do you realize the importance of rare earth and what they're used for? And they have one of the highest coal deposits. They have oil. They have gas. Yep. They have so much. If you do the research, you will be like, holy shit. And we have access. We have preferential access. United States in that deal. So all these people out there that say stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. This is an America First policy on steroids. So all those people talking America First, Ukraine's not our problem. Oh, it's a severe national interest to the United States. End of story. Oh, they just gave me an update. Well, okay. It's kind of mixed, Elise. Isn't that why they're at war? Well, Russia was doing this is what they said. There was going to be an operation, a Russian operation, to take the eastern part of Ukraine, where those people, this is what is said in the public, those people want to be part of Russia again. They're Russian, because it is part of Russia. It was part of Russia, Soviet Union. Remember, it's Russian. They are Russians, really. Oh, they want to rejoin. And you hear a lot of people use Russian propaganda for this. You hear a lot of people in the United States in the media use Russian propaganda, and they go with it, which is bizarre in itself. And that's part of it. But their really intention was to take Ukraine, period, because he thought he was going to get into Kyiv in 3 days. It didn't work out that way. Mom, what is it? What is it? I'm busy right now. What's going on? I know, but what's going on? What's going on? Alexa, turn on living room light. This happens. You know why I get upset? Because it happens all the time.
No.
What are you trying to do?
Nothing.
Okay. So, It depends. You know, they say, oh, Ukraine is corrupt. Even Dominic, the soldier that we've been speaking to here, he says it's corrupt. But tell me a place on earth that isn't corrupt. Tell me. Do you realize, like I say, I produce a lot of shows on this network. Most of them, like the law enforcement alternative, they talk about the corruption here in the United States. The politicians corrupt. Attorney General's corrupt. This one's corrupt. That one's corrupt. So we're not corrupt? You say we're corrupt. So it's like hypocrisy, double standards. It's like, you know, like we criticize countries for human rights violations. You know, it's like, who are you to tell us? I can't take the light. It's killing me. That's why I'm like this. So, you know, there's a lot of noise out there due to politics, but this isn't really about politics. This has to do with the best interest for the United States. Vital. Forget about politics. I don't care what the right or left is saying on this. The president made a great deal with Ukraine. Excellent. I don't care if you like him or dislike him. That's not the point here. The point is, it is a great deal for the United States. And Trump made that happen. Like I said, you may not like him, but this is a great deal for the country. Bottom line. This could be one of the greatest deals the country's done in recent history with another country. It has the potential to bring a lot of resources and money to the United States economy, instead of giving it to the Russian economy. Alexa, shut off living room light. So
Okay.
I'm frantic writing this letter, and I wrote that letter and I sent it out to everybody because, like I said, due to the shutdown, the workers at the White House Correspondents are furloughed. And I got the email back from the White House. I can read it to you. I'm not going to show it to you, but I can read it to you. And they get very political too, partisan in part of that email. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you for contacting President Donald J. Trump. White House staff are still furloughed due to the Democrats in Congress shutting down the federal government so they can give illegal aliens free health care and benefits. I'm not going to read the rest because it goes on from there. But that's the part of the email I got back from. That's part of the email I got back from the White House correspondents. WhiteHouse.gov, actually. So then, like I said, okay, this isn't going to get to him or his staff. Because I'll tell you this right now, on the first administration, I wrote the president numerous times and I got a response. And I don't want to get into the details, but it looks like they were paying attention to my letters. And I'm not doing that to pat myself on the back. I'm just telling you, on the real, they were looking at my letters. So now I'm frantic, like, somebody's got to get this message out to him. Fox, I couldn't get through Fox. I tried Fox News. They're like impossible. I called them on the phone. Forget about Fox. It was like impossible. I did send the letter off to OAN. And I got a message from them. I'm reading to you facts. This is what happened. This is not some podcaster who makes shit up and gives up their opinion. And clickbait. I don't do shit for clickbait. I don't do things for views. I do things because I'm going to speak my mind, and whoever watches and listens, fine. But I'm not going to clickbait. I'm not one of those. I'm definitely not a conspiracy person that throws everything as a conspiracy. Hell no. I'm a moderate. All right, let me... Where is it? I got so many emails here. Jesus. It's funny because I got responses from OAN. His OAN response. Thank you so much for being a viewer of One America News. We really appreciate your support. We have forwarded your email to the corresponding department. If they have any comments, they will contact you back directly. So that's OAN. Newsmax. I don't know if I got a response from them yet. I definitely didn't get one from CNN or MSNBC yet. I could have sworn I got one from Newsmax. Oh.
Very dangerous.
Oh God, here we go. Not yet. Not yet from Newsmax. Yes, Mom. Oh, she's saying it's very dangerous because it's dark. So I'm waiting. I'm in a wait mode right now to see if anybody responds. I even wrote directly to the Bloomberg reporter. I'm not going to mention the name. So let's see what happens. My mother, you know, she listens to my conversation. She makes comments. I am live right now. Let me mute. Let me mute because I don't want to hear this right now. I'm not in the mood for this morning. So that's where I'm at right now. Would you like to hear the letter that I wrote? And I've read this to people I know, and they think it's a great letter. And it's real. I did my research, and it's true. And that's why I told them, don't take my word for it. You look into this. Dear, this is exactly what I wrote. Dear Mr. President, this is the exact letter I wrote yesterday to the White House. Dear Mr. President, first, God bless you, your family, and all those that stand beside you, and your America First policies. I would like to bring to your attention, if your staff has not already indicated or spoke with you concerning the minerals deal you signed with Ukraine. If Russia were allowed to claim existing territory it now occupies, they would also be retaining 70% of Ukraine's resources, including rare earth minerals, which are held hostage by China. Please do not allow Russia to take this territory, since it would be, at some estimates, worth $12 trillion. The deal you made with Ukraine will provide preferential access by U.S. companies and 50% of all future mining profits for all of Ukraine's resources. This is, in my opinion, a major national security interest for the United States and an incredible boost for our economy and less dependency on other countries, specifically China. This could be a legacy moment for you, for your administration, and our country for many years to come. If you provide Ukraine with any type of support, they can foot that bill with their share of profits and pay us back at not at any cost to the American taxpayer. Because that's a big thing that people make a big thing about, and I agree. Billions and billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine. Well, they don't have to do that. They can pay us back. Please consider the ramifications of agreeing to existing lines and how this would be a major blow to minerals deal and would reboost Russia's economy, which would make them an economic world power once again, not just militarily. Have your staff look into resource locations in Ukraine and the vast majority that are now in Russian-occupied territory. I pray for you, your family, and all of us who love our country and want America great again. Keep up your fight for all of us and America first. God bless you, Mr. President. Bill in New York. Very respectful, very polite, blunt, direct, and hopefully the message gets out. End of story. Let them look into it. If they haven't already, I'd be shocked, because that would tell me they're incompetent. That would tell me they're incompetent. If they don't realize. And I'm not talking about the president. I'm talking about the people around him. Should inform him and let him know, Mr. President, if Russia gets the existing occupied territory, they're going to get this. And that minerals deal we signed is pretty much worthless because Russia's sitting on it. did anybody even tell him that? Does anybody have the courage to tell him that? Because he made a statement, let's end the war right now. Russia gets to keep that, this, that. Mr. President, that may not be such a good idea. I think there's nobody who has the courage to tell him. Because they're all loyalists and they're not going to say nothing that contradicts anything he says. That's the big problem. That's what happens when you have yes people around you and no one to tell him facts. Just inflate his ego. That's no good. You've got to tell him. Someone's got to tell him. So I'm trying my best to get the message out. And let's see. Let's see what happens. I pray that he gets wind of it. And realize, don't let Russia take that territory. Don't settle for that. You're in a position of power. Russia is not. You've got Russia cornered. Their economies. You've got Russia in a position. Don't do it. And I'm not saying provide Ukraine with tomahawks and all that, and that they could use against Russia in Moscow. The assets have to be in place for Ukraine to defend itself, get their territory back, and the end of story, like it was before. That's it. Not to make some kind of an offensive move into Russia. No. No. Just enough to get their territory back. Not Crimea, but what they've done since they started the operation into Ukraine. But get that territory back, because that's where the money is. And I think he knows all about the money, right? That's all he talks about, the money. This is trillions of dollars. This is not billions. It's not millions. This is trillions. You're talking a lot of money. I mean, he throws numbers around like, we spend billions on this and billions on that. And, wait, Mr. President, you're about to give up 12 trillions estimated to Russia on that occupied territory that they have in Ukraine right now. Is that really something you want? When we have preferential access to that 50% profit on the deal we signed in April? Somebody's got to tell them that it's not a good idea. And I'm doing my best to try. But I don't know. But as a concerned citizen, that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I don't know. At least I know I tried. That's all I could do. I could say I tried my best, wrote a letter to the White House. I even reached not all, a lot of the media outlets. Someone bite. Someone. I'm almost at a point of desperation. Someone say something. Get his attention. So yeah, I'm done venting now. So that's what's going on. So, and it was nice. A host of a show, I spoke to him earlier, and he said, Bill, would you like to talk about this on the show today? And they get a lot of viewers. Like thousands watch this show. It's a big show on the network. And I said, no, not today. Because I want to see if I get any correspondence back. Because then I'll have evidence, actual documentation to show. Not necessarily everything, but I can copy and paste and say, well, this came from here. And I'm not going to put any specific, information that should not be made public. But at least I can prove what I'm doing, not just talk. You know what I mean? It's good to back things up with facts, right? Not opinions only. So that's the way I go about business. I want to be able to back up what I say. It's like the UFO stuff. I say it all the time. I cannot take it anymore with these hearings. Because they talk and there's nothing to back up their talk. it's always talk. I've seen this, I heard this, da da da. I'm a ranking official with this, you know. But where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Where's the documentation? Where's anything? Nothing. I'm not gonna put myself in that position. I want to have stuff to back me up before I open my mouth. I'm doing it here because I'm letting everybody know that if you start hearing about this stuff, you know that I was a part of that. Like, for example, and I have the letter. I'm not going to go search for it right now, but I have it on my computer. I wrote the president during the pandemic about our dependency of hydroxychloroquine or whatever the hell that shit was called on India and China. And I said it is of vital interest that we start developing these plant-based ingredients, because that's what it is, and that's what it comes from. That's where it comes from, mostly China and India. We should start doing it here. I am not kidding. A few weeks later, he signed a deal with Kodak in the hundreds of millions to start doing operations here in the United States to produce those plant-based ingredients for medicines, even over the counter. Now, was it a coincidence? It could have been. But it happened shortly after my letter. So, and then the last letter I got was personal. The other three were generic, but the last one was personal. It was in October 2020, I think. Yes, October 2020. So we'll see. It stinks that the shutdown is affecting the White House correspondence. And anybody could write the White House. Go to whitehouse.gov. I wouldn't advise it now because they're furloughed because of the shutdown. But anybody can do it. Just know this. If you do it, you're going to provide all your information and they're going to know who you are. That's a definite. So take that into consideration when you do write the White House, because they're going to know who you are. For sure. You're going to put yourself... So, you know, like anything else, you make your own decision on doing something like that, but it's good for people to be proactive. Like now I'm thinking of contacting my Congress representatives, House representatives, Senator. Somebody's got to know this. Somebody's got to bring this up. That's my next move. Oh, it's my next move. I'm actually going to call. I might do it right now. I don't play. I've done it before, complaining about the post office. It worked for a little while. Now the post office is a mess again. But it wasn't their fault this time. I can't blame them. It was actually the shipper. But I complained about the mess in the post office, what they did here. And they told me other people complained too. I complained to the Attorney General's office about a specific solar company locally trying to charge me a fee that was bullshit. And that worked. So it's important to be proactive. Don't just sit back. Be proactive. Just don't talk. Take action. Like right now, I'm going to look up my House representative's information, and I'm going to call his office because I want to know how I can contact via email so I can send them what I got right here. Contact. Oh, email me. Oh, perfect. I'm going to copy and paste my email out that I did. Now it wants all my information. I'm going to copy and paste everything I sent out to everybody to him. It's easy. Go to the next step. Your information. Here we go. There it comes. Next page. And I have it on a Word pad. Your contact information. email. Next page. Phone number. Next page. Please choose issue of concern. International relations. And text of message. Now I'm going to copy my thing here. Okay, here we go. It is a big one. That's why I saved it. Paste. Okay. How would you like a response? Of course I want a response. Yes, please contact me. Check this box will sign you up for his newsletter. Sure. Thank you. Your message has been sent. So I just sent all the information I had written. I had pasted it into a word pad. So now I sent it to the representative here, Congressman. Senator is next. I'm not going to do it now, but the senator is going to be next. Because this is a House rep. This will be curious to see what happens now. What's up, Andy? So I'm trying my best. I'm going to try my senator quick. Definitely Kristen Gillibrand. I'm definitely going to send it to her. Email Kirsten. I'm going to say Kristen. All right, now I'm going to do her. I got to put the proper street address. It's her turn. I'm not playing. I am not playing games. Because they really, really, really need to put this to the attention. Uh-oh. Here's her categories. Economy. It's really national security. Trade. Jesus. Economy. I think I'll do economy. And I wrote this. This is what I wrote in the beginning. And I sent this to all the media outlets. Good morning. I just watched a report on U.S. dependency on China for rare earth minerals, which is accurate but missing a very important issue. The minerals deal U.S. and Ukraine agreed to April 30th would result in less dependency on China. U.S. would get preferential access to Ukraine resources, including rare earth and 50% profits. I tried to write the White House correspondence, but staff is furloughed due to the shutdown. Please look into resource value currently occupied by Russian forces, estimated to be at $11.5 trillion. If President Trump pushes for this deal, it would be a disaster for the United States to lose access to potential resources, and Russia would have an economic rebirth and become an economic world power again. I wrote the following letter to President Trump yesterday. I will copy and paste it here. What's up? Oh, geez, you got to go easy because it's going.
I'm sorry, bro.
Well, don't worry, it'll come out of your paycheck.
All right.
I got to send this to her.
I'm gonna take it lighter too, bro. What's mine?
Here.
Then you call me. Shit, can I go out of here?
Yeah, you can go there. Because the doorbell is in here. It won't go crazy. Okay. Would you like to sign up? Yeah, why not? Submit. I sent it to her too. So I sent it to my house rep for here, the county, and I sent it to my senator. There's not much more I can do. So I just sent it to the senator, Kristen Gillibrand. I sent it to my house rep locally, the congressman, and I sent it to numerous news outlets. This is important. I cannot emphasize how freaking important this is. Because if it's brought to, say, the floor to identify, because they made a big deal about that minerals deal, and it is a big deal, but it's worthless if you let Russia take that territory. It's worthless. Alexa, how much of Ukraine's total natural resources is in occupied territory by Russia right now?
About half of Ukraine's natural resources are in occupied territories. These resources, including critical materials like titanium and rare earth metals, are estimated to be worth around $350 billion.
Then that's the rare earth. Alexa, is the occupied territory that Russia currently occupies in total resources value close to $11 trillion? We had this argument yesterday.
Russia controls about $12.4 trillion worth of Ukraine's natural resources, not $11 trillion. This includes 63% of Ukraine's coal deposits, 11% of oil, 20% of natural gas, 42% of metals, and 33% of rare earth minerals.
Did you hear that? I was wrong. It's not even 11. It's 12.4 trillion. All the resources, because you see the other way, if you say...
Exactly. You caught that perfectly. 12.4 trillion, not 11. That's a massive difference we're talking about. Like an extra $1.4 trillion worth of resources. Pretty staggering when you think about the scale of what's at stake there.
Can you repeat that, please, one more time?
Russia currently controls $12.4 trillion worth of Ukraine's natural resources. This includes 63% of Ukraine's coal deposits, 11% of oil, 20% of natural gas, 42% of metals, and 33% of rare earth minerals.
One more time.
Sure thing. Here's Amazing Grace again.
What? That's Mom. Oh, jeez. She's playing that in her room. Alexa, please tell me again about the $12.4 trillion that Russia currently occupies in Ukraine.
Russia currently controls $12.4 trillion worth of Ukraine's resources, including 63% of coal, 11% of oil, 20% of natural gas, 42% of metals, and 33% of rare earth minerals.
Alexa, thank you. No.
You're welcome, Bill.
I'm doing that for a reason, Amol. Because I can take this clip and edit it and cut it, clearly stating that. That's the importance why I'm asking it to repeat. Because if anybody watches this later, which probably people won't, I don't care. What's important is I have it. Because I'm sending all this out to people. $12.4 trillion Russia currently occupies in occupied territory in Ukraine and all the resources, coal, oil, metals, rare earth, etc. $12.4 trillion in value. $12.4 trillion. And we're going to give it to Russia? Let's keep the lines, the battle lines where they are. Russia takes what they occupy. What? No! No! Hell no! Because we have... Alexa, tell me the specific details of the United States, Ukraine, minerals deal signed April 30th, 2025.
The U.S.-Ukraine Minerals Agreement signed on April 30th, 2025 establishes a 50-50 partnership for a reconstruction investment fund. Ukraine retains full control over its resources while the U.S. gains preferential access. The fund focuses on new licenses for minerals, oil, and gas, with 50% of revenues directed to the fund.
We get 50% of all their resources. Profit. 50%.
Yes, under the agreement, the U.S. receives 50% of Ukraine's revenues from natural resources, including minerals, gas, and oil. This applies to new licenses and projects, not existing ones, and the funds are reinvested in Ukraine's reconstruction.
Alexa, stop. That's why it's important. And that's why we cannot ignore this. And the president needs to be made aware of this. And like I said, I don't know if his advisors, administration, staff are telling him this. Someone's got to tell him.
Huh?
What, Ma?
Are you controlling something in my
No, I am not.
Because I'm putting it
No, I am not.
on this ingredient.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Just like this.
I am not. So that's what's at stake. It is a no-brainer. So think carefully and wisely before you open your mouth. Because that is a bad, bad move. And it's also bad for Ukraine. It is just a bad deal for Ukraine completely. Bad deal for us, bad deal for them. Bad. Don't let Russia take that territory. And it has nothing to do with the geopolitical stuff you hear. And yes, you know, there's so much of it from both sides. But if you look at it for what it's worth, it is an absolute America first deal. So those on the conservative side can't even argue this, because it is an America first. 50% profits on all future projects. Of all their resources, we get 50% profit, where it's worth trillions and trillions of dollars. Even if we tapped into a quarter of it, it's worth trillions and trillions of dollars to the United States economy. I mean, isn't that America first? Oh no. You better believe it is. Alexa, is the Ukraine-United States minerals deal considered national security interest?
The U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal is indeed considered a national security interest. It aims to diversify supply chains for critical minerals like rare earth elements, reducing dependence on China's dominant position. This strategic partnership helps counter China's control over 80% of global rare earth production.
Alexa, thank you.
Anytime, Bill.
It is considered national security interest. So all these people that say Ukraine is not our problem, it's none of our business. Oh, it is our business, literally. Economic business on a scale you've never seen before. This is America First economics on steroids. Alexa, turn on living room light.
Okay.
Alexa, dim living room light, 50%.
Okay.
You didn't do it. That's not dim enough. Alexa, dim living room light. It's blinding me.
Okay.
So, before the, when you hear people talk on the media, pro, con, for, against Ukraine, you better get your information straight and back it up with facts before you open your mouth. Not, everybody has an opinion. I'm voicing my opinion, but I'm backing it with facts. The fact of the matter is this is a critical, important deal. And yes, credit to the president's administration for making this deal happen. Ukraine didn't want to do the deal, but they did sign it. So for Trump supporters, this is an America First policy all the way. The Democrats could not complain about this because how could they? This is a boon for the economy. This is great. They might find some way to complain, but you can't. Because think of it this way. Two things happen. The Democrats that want to continue to give money to Ukraine to support, defend, all that. Well, Ukraine can pay it back because they have the resources to pay it back. No more taxpayer money. The MAGA base can say, oh my gosh, this is an America First policy. The president did an amazing deal here. So both, in a bipartisan way, would agree that this is great for the country. It doesn't really matter what side politically you are. I think both sides could see this as being a great decision, a great move. But the only way that happens is you get that territory back from Russia that they occupy currently in Ukraine. And of course, Ukraine gets its sovereignty completely back. It's a win-win-win-win for everybody, except for Russia. Unless there's something going on with Russia that I don't know about. The Putin love fest, I don't know. That's the only weird thing that I'm feeling a vibe about. Other than that, and yes, security forces in Ukraine, once things are established, but Russia, part of that, you might have to say Ukraine cannot become a NATO country. There's going to have to be some compromise, but Ukraine needs their whole territory back, except for Crimea. Ukraine needs their territory back, not just for the people of Ukraine and their sovereignty, but for our selfish personal interests of what it means for us. And that's just the truth. So I wrote to almost every news outlet. I just wrote to the House representative here. I just wrote to my senator. I wrote to so many people. I've done my due diligence to get the word out about this because the press isn't talking about it. Not that I watch it, but when I got a message today that a guy from Bloomberg said that next week, President Trump and Xi are going to sit down and discuss a trade deal, but what's hanging over this is China's control of rare earth elements, minerals. I was like, wait a minute. Whoa. No. I've been saying this for, what, a week, 2 weeks now? That's not true. Not if we do our deal with Ukraine. It eliminates our dependency for Russia, China, and other countries. Australia, there's a couple. Matter of fact, he made a big deal about making a rare earth deal with Australia, and it was worth in the billions, I think. This is trillions of dollars. It's not even close. You make a big deal about that deal with Australia because you're trying to counter China, but meanwhile, you already have a deal in place to get access to Ukraine's resources, not just rare earth, but everything else. But let's agree to the battle lines right now. Let's draw the lines exactly where they are right now, and let's stop the war immediately. If you do that, you're making the worst mistake you ever did as president. And that's why I'm trying to get the word out to someone that can tell him. Because once he realizes what's at stake, he ain't going to do it. He might even start to actually defend Ukraine. Like for real. But they must foot the bill. But he may really, once he knows how much money and what's at stake for the United States economy, for this and less dependency on China and all these other countries because we can get it from Ukraine, he might say, oh shit, we got to get Ukraine its territory back. Not for the sake of Ukraine and not to do it against Russia, but for the monetary value and how important it is to the United States. Now, on the surface, he might say, we've decided that we're going to defend Ukraine and try and get all its territory back. Because if you remember, a few weeks ago, he said, Ukraine can win this war and get all its territory back. Then he flipped after the phone call with Putin and said, you need to agree to the deal now. And now, as of yesterday, Rubio and Lavrov had a phone call, so the meeting is off in Hungary. So it's a flip-flop. One week it's this, the next week it's that, then it's this, then it's that. There's no real policy here. This could change that. See what I'm saying? Big time. That's why this is so important. And like I said, I cannot, if nothing happens, nothing happens. But I'm doing my part. And I can say that. I tried. I tried to get the word out. So we'll see. Now might take a few days before I get responses from, I might even get a phone call. Because it has happened before, from my House representative. They have called me, his office, to have a further conversation about it. On the post office thing, they called me back and we had a discussion. I hope they call me back for this one. But they did. So we'll see. But I'm definitely determined and passionate about this. Because it's for the betterment of our country. For all of us in this country. Not party. For all. It benefits every one of us. Could you imagine what that money can do for people here that are suffering? Forget about, I'm not talking about the illegal or undocumented issues, all the stuff here. Do you realize what that money can do for veterans, homeless, so many things that go on here in this country for our citizens? Infrastructure, so much. Reduce the deficit. This is a no-brainer for the United States. Oh, and that's another thing. The U.S. cattle industry the U.S. cattle industry is not happy about the deal with Argentina to get their beef. They're not happy. That just came up. That's true. So there's a lot going on. Oh, who said it? Was it KJ? Oh, no, I thought it was going to say the ball lightning. It wasn't. Mystery solved. A weather balloon may have cracked the windshield of that United plane. They're saying it might have been a weather balloon. And it's coming from the Weather Channel. Just saying, that's what they're saying. It could have been a weather balloon. The key word there is may have been. That's not definitive. May have been. You got to be careful when they say certain things. That's not definitive. May have been a weather balloon, so you're not saying for sure it was a weather balloon, but you're saying it may have been one. That doesn't tell me that it's definitive. But that's what just came up on the Weather Channel. Anyway, I am done with my ranting for this morning. But I'm really curious to see what happens if the only news media that has responded is OAN so far. It's the only one. OAN. We'll see And I got desperate this morning, so I wrote to CNN and MSNBC.
Oh my God.
Yesterday was Newsmax, OAN. I couldn't do Fox. I even got on the phone with Fox. It was like, this is ridiculous. You got to see.
I don't like that station.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
When I call Fox News, it's automated, of course, and then the selections, leave a message. I don't want to leave a message. I want to speak to someone. I hate that. Can I speak to someone? Or can you provide, you got to see their contact information. It's terrible. Fox News is brutal.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Now, this has nothing to do with that.
No, but I don't like
Again, your comments are being heard. I don't want to hear it. We have different opinions. But I tried. Didn't work. Didn't work out with Fox. Because I know he watches Fox and Friends and other hosts on that network. It would have been nice. Because that's what I was thinking. Where does he get to his news? Who does he watch? You know he watches Fox. And I said, okay, Fox is out. Who can I turn to now? And then this morning, only because I was doing like searching if anybody's talking about this stuff. Some guy on Bloomberg went on CNN talking about the China meeting with Xi Jinping. And I said, okay, only because of that, I decided to send a response to him directly and to CNN telling them, well, you had this individual on this morning and he said this. Well, that's not exactly accurate. I actually had to say that and correct CNN and this gentleman who supposedly thinks he knows what he's talking about. He was right on some of the stuff, but he didn't have the full picture. And I would say that is misleading when you don't put all, oh no, she's definitely not KJ. Absolutely not. Oh God, no. Oh gosh, no. So, like I said, let's see what happens. I would not be shocked by tomorrow or Friday. I get a phone call from the office, not him, the office of my representative, because they're really good at that. Historically, they're really good. What is that noise? I know what it is. You're giving the dog water.
No, I'm giving myself coffee.
Uh-oh. A very important update about your rush order. Use this link. Order number. Email. Oh, jeez. It's going to make me fill it all out now. I have autofill. I really wish you wouldn't talk in the background and you could just please stop. I'm live. People could hear you, Ma. Just please don't. I really.
I'm not trying to.
3 to 8 business days. Oh, they already sent one to replace before they get the other one back. That's cool. They already sent one out to replace the one that's being sent back to them. That's cool. And yes, because someone made a comment about this cap. I have no problems wearing this cap. None. I don't have insecurity issues. And if somebody were to say to my first, nice cap, sweetie, well, you look kind of sweet yourself. Like, do you really think I give a shit what other people think or say? I'm doing me. I couldn't care less what you think. I'm doing it for myself, not for you. If I wore a Slayer shirt, a lot of people would be pissed. But if I feel comfortable in that shirt, that's all that matters. Right? Do I have that kind of insecurity that I'm going to wear a hat and feel uncomfortable wearing it because it might look like I am something else? That my preference is questioned whether I'm gay or straight because of a cap and the color of the cap? Really? You think I care about that shit? If I like the cap, I'm wearing the cap. And it's that cap. And I like it. And I'm going to wear it. I don't give a shit what other people think about the cap. If I like it, I'm wearing it. Period. Now I got to see how it works with the planned thing that I'm going to wear for the Rush concert. I have no issue. Now, people might question, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, KJ. But you know what I mean? Who cares? And plus, it's in New York City. It's cray-cray down there as it is. I don't think people are going to care what color my cap is. No. Oh, I got it. I'm going to make it today. Let me see. I'll show you. Matter of fact, I should be cooking soon. Where's the other one of these for? I gotta make this later. Do you remember, the doctor said you should start eating it. Mom refuses. I'm not eating any meat or chicken or anything. I'm not doing it. Mom is sticking to her guns. Because I'm going to make this pan thai thing that you told me about, Amo. What's up, Chatan? There it is, Amo. So I got 3 jars. I'm making that today. You better believe that. I'm making that today. Good evening, good morning. I believe Chetan is in India. I may be mistaken, Chetan. I apologize if I do, but I believe you're in India. But I'm really curious to see how this could develop. Or maybe not develop at all. But wouldn't that be wild if in a week or two you start seeing the news media outlets talking about this, the word spreads? Wouldn't that be wild? And then, since I'm on the record talking about this for the last week, probably only one talking about this. I don't know if there's anybody else even talking about what I've been talking about with this whole thing. If you're curious that it might be me that puts this on the map. I don't know because I got to do a live show at 2 to 4, then from 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. My window is small because I've got to make the actual food and the rice. So I'm planning on getting off here by 12, start cooking, because then I got to work all day into the night. So I don't have much time to play with. So I got to get off my you-know-what and go in that kitchen and start doing what I got to do. And then I'll take a picture of it, Amol. And tonight, if I come back, I'll show it to you. But it'll be sometime today. I'm going to make it. Definitely. Hold on. Mom left the coffee pot on the table. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Ma! Here, the coffee. Did you get it? 'Cause you left the pot there. Is it cold or is it me? Do you feel chilly in the house? It does, right? I'm like, is it me? I'm like literally serious. Alexa, what's the high temperature for today?
Today's high temperature is 62 degrees.
That's not too bad.
Not
Alexa-
bad at all.
Alexa, what's the low temperature for tonight?
Tonight's low temperature will be 44 degrees.
That's gonna drop. I really don't want to use my firewood. It's way too early to be using firewood. All right. Live stream it. I'm not going to live stream it. I don't have time to live stream the cooking. I'll figure maybe a quick video of when it's done. I'm all but go to work. I'll see you later. I've been tempted to eat this cherry little apple pie thing, but I know how bad this is for me, but I already had my cup of coffee. I was supposed to have that with it. That ain't good for me. And my diet, it's only one little pie, but anyway, I'm going to stop talking for a little while. I just pray that the president gets word of this somehow, some way. Not even just for, if even his administration. Somebody bring this to his attention, please, please. And that's why I sent it to all the media outlets, my House of Representative, and my senator. This is not like some little thing. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. You might think I'm overstating it. I am not. This is a big deal. And like I said, I've talked to a lot of people, mostly conservative, about this already, offline. And they're like, Bill, that's great. They're all for it. I haven't told many liberals yet. But I have talked to quite a bit of my conservative friends, and they're like, this is awesome. They're all in. So we'll see. And that's why I piss everybody off, because I don't play that game. I'm in the middle. And this is a no-brainer, and this is a big, big deal for the president and his legacy and the country. For everyone. This is huge. This could be the biggest deal any president has done in recent history. That's how important this is. And you have to give credit to the president that made it happen. And like I always say this, whether you like him or dislike him, credit when credit is due. This could be huge. And this is a big one. Big. And it benefits the Ukrainian people, the American people, everyone, except Russia. Russia won't like it. Too bad. And I mean, this is all. It also gives an excuse to help Ukraine politically, because the right would support this no matter what, because of what it's how important it is for the United States. This is a no-brainer. I see total bipartisan support because of it. So there's not even an argument over it. This is America, like I said, this is America First policy on steroids. So even they won't find a way to complain. I'm going to take that clip out and save it. One more time, I'll do it again. It's just funny because this can't be stated enough. Alexa, is the territory that Russia currently occupies in Ukraine worth $12.4 trillion in resources?
As of February 2025, Ukraine's first deputy prime minister...
Alexa, stop. It's not saying it now. I have it on recording. Transfer resources in Russia. That was old news. That's old. The territory from the past. It said it like 5 times before. Now it's not saying it. I don't want to hear about Ukraine's first deputy prime minister. Alexa, is it correct that the occupied territory is 12.4 trillion in value in Ukraine?
As of February 2025,
say it again.
Ukraine's first deputy prime minister.
Alexa, stop. See, that's why I recorded it, because now it's not. It's doing old stuff. Not just minerals. Let me try it one more time. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find that clip of this stream and cut it out so I have it. Alexa, in current occupied territory that Russia has in Ukraine, total resources is valued at what?
As of February 2025,
It's doing it
Ukraine's
again.
first
Alexa,
deputy prime
stop.
minister-
So that means now I have to go back. I can't do it while I'm live streaming. I'm going to have to end the stream and go back and cut that out because it's saying old news now. I wonder if there's a search that, because I never even tried to dig into it. Oh, this is even worse. This is before the deal was made. Check this out. This is before we signed the minerals deal. You're going to freak out. This is even a bigger number than I'm saying, 12 trillion. But this could give you an idea. This is what I'm talking about. This is a crazy number. I heard 12.4 trillion. Check this out. Russia seizes nearly 70% of Ukraine's 26 trillion mineral wealth. Trump eyes rare earths deal with Kyiv. And he did make it happen. They have 70% of Ukraine's 26 trillion mineral wealth right now. Occupied territory. Right now. So it might be, if it's 70%, what's 70% of 26? It might be the number I'm talking about. Right? That's crazy. Hey, look at the region. This is all occupied territory by Russia. They'll get it. There's some here, but look where most of it is right now under Russian occupied territory. So who's going to benefit from the existing lines? The country is home to 20 critical minerals and metals, positioning it as one of the top 10 global suppliers with approximately 5% of the world's total supply. Among these are rare earth metals like titanium, lithium, beryllium, manganese, gallium, uranium. It goes on and on. Titanium, lithium. Do you realize this kills our dependency with China? There it is. Ukraine's critical minerals are valued at 12 trillion based on estimates that highlight the potential to expand the global market for raw materials. If we include other natural resources like coal and natural gas, the figure rises to 26 trillion. I need to save this article. That's what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. And if we let Russia keep that territory they currently occupied, we lose out on that with the minerals deal. Russia gains that. Trillions of dollars of potential resource revenue. And Ukraine loses it to rebuild their country. And it's also about their sovereignty, but if you don't want to even look at it that way, for political reasons, look at how important that is to us. That's what I'm trying to get out to them. Do they not know this? That minerals deal is worthless with Ukraine if we allow Russia to take that occupied territory. It is the stupidest move. So I hope they rethink their policy and what they're doing here. $350 billion is a lot of money, but it's nothing in comparison on the amount of money that we can get out of this deal. 50% profits. It is a freaking, oh my God. And as good as he did on the deal to make it, it's such a great deal for the United States. He might blow it. He might blow it. Pushing peace so bad to end the war, maybe for a Nobel Peace Prize. I don't know what the motivation is. Or to help Putin. I don't even know. But this is a bad move. All you could do is shake your head. But maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he hasn't thought about it that way. That's why I say over and over, I hope his advisors tell him. Somebody's got to tell him. What's at stake here? This is of national security interest to the United States on a really big scale. Because of the deal that we signed, we have 50% profits and access to their resources. This is, and less dependence on China and other countries. It has everything. Ukraine, it hasn't been tapped into. Ukraine is sitting on unbelievable resources. I think it has Europe's largest deposits of coal. You have to do your own research. The devil's in the details always. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research and look how important this is for the United States. And, you know, I can't emphasize it enough. That's why, like I said one more time, I wrote to all the news media outlets. I wrote to my House rep. I wrote to my senator just a little while ago. I'm doing everything I can to get the message out, and that someone tells the president, if they haven't told him already, that why this is so important, and he needs to think very carefully before he decides to speak about something without knowing the ramifications of putting it even out there, because it would be really bad for us. Like I said, this could be a legacy moment for the president. This could be the biggest thing that a president's done in decades to benefit the United States. In decades. That's how big this is. Decades. And he'll be remembered for it. He'll definitely go down in history for this one, if he were to do it. It would benefit the United States for many years to come. So we'll see how it plays out. Those are the facts. That's not opinion. Those are the facts. Now, we have to see how it plays out. It also, like I said, it benefits Ukraine too. It benefits the region. Not Russia. Russia's the one that would be left out in the cold. But it doesn't matter if one person here is watching, 100, doesn't matter. Really. What matters is what I'm doing on my end to get this word out to where it should go out to. And those are the people that have a voice in government or in the media. That's the goal here. They gotta make this an issue. They need to talk about this. It is so important.
Bro,
Yo,
I was gonna ask you, would it be alright if we add some air to the tires?
of course.
Okay.
When you going to the gym now?
No, I'm going later.
I have an air pump that I bought. I think it's in the car. So when you're ready, I'll fill it with the car.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get off in a few minutes because I got to get ready for shows and I got to cook before I do anything.
So you said how many minutes you gonna get off?
in about. I'm probably gonna get off now because I got so much to do.
So let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
Okay.
So anyway, I'll be back sometime later tonight because I gotta work all day. Gotta prep. Gotta cook. Got things to do here. You know, my life is not just not work or play. There's other things to do here. I mean, I work 7 days a week, and I have been for 7 months. So, you know, there's a lot going on here. And like I say to finish, no one can question my loyalty. No one can question my work ethic. Despite I get comments, oh, I see you on Facebook playing video games. Well, what the fuck? Do you realize how hard I work on this network? For all of you? You think you're the only show? You don't think Bill needs time for himself too? Or am I a machine? The nerve. The nerve. Because I bust my back, bend backwards for everyone on this network and for this station. Don't. The people that know me, that I work with, know this. The people that know me, period, for many years, know how dedicated I am and how passionate I am and how loyal I am. No matter what the future brings. So I will never be made to be felt guilty about anything I do in the future. Nothing. Because I've done more than anyone else would do. Bottom line. And I'll tell you one thing. I got pissed off a few weeks ago by a comment, and I'm still thinking about it. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm loyal, I'm a great person. But don't fuck with me. That's the worst mistake you could do. Because I can go off and be hot-headed and be rash. But don't push my buttons the wrong way because you're not going to like what comes back. That's a big mistake. And I love all the hosts of this network, all the people that I work with directly, including management. And believe me, ownership has been awesome. Other people, the hosts have been awesome. But this one person made a comment that I was like, what? That was it for me. What's up? Want to do it right now?
I'm waiting for you.
Okay. So, don't push me. Because I'll push back. And I'll say, go fuck yourself. Because believe me, with the knowledge that I know and the experience, and it all started with Race Hobbs giving me that opportunity many years ago. And I have definitely proven my worth, and I've established myself on my work ethic and how I am with my relationships with other people. And the loyalty factor, that cannot be questioned. I'll tell you that right now. It would be a big mistake. Because those that know me know exactly, and trust me, they definitely can tell you that. Anyway, I'm going to get off and help him. Anyway, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Be well, be blessed, be safe. And I may be back tonight. We'll see. It's a long day of work now. So my love and blessings to all of you. Be safe. And I'll see everybody later on this afternoon. So till then, have a great rest of your Wednesday.